What if the world's most powerful nations decided they no longer needed the US dollar? What if global trade, oil, gold, and even technology were exchanged using a completely new system, one built to rival Western dominance? That moment has just arrived. At the 2025 Moscow Financial Forum, the BRICS alliance, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, unveiled a historic plan that could replace the US dollar and redefine how global trade works. This isn't just another policy shift. It's a financial revolution, backed not by paper promises, but by real assets: gold, platinum, diamonds, and rare earth minerals. Stay with us as we uncover how BRICS plans to dethrone the dollar, why 72% of the world's rare earth reserves give them unstoppable leverage, and how this transformation could change your life, from the gas pump to your investment portfolio. The game changed in Moscow. Russia announced the creation of a precious metals exchange, a trading platform allowing member nations to settle payments in gold, platinum, and even rare earth minerals. No SWIFT, no London Metal Exchange. Just trade, transparent, sovereign, and free from Western control. For decades, the London Bullion Market Association dictated global gold prices behind closed doors. But after the war in Ukraine, Russia, the world's fifth largest gold holder, was completely cut out. Now, BRICS has created an independent pricing mechanism powered by real commodities, not speculation. This new system operates alongside China's CIPS network, allowing instant cross-border settlements, a direct challenge to the Western banking monopoly. The BRICS nations aren't just rich in resources, they practically own the world's supply chain. They control 72% of rare earth mineral reserves and process 75% of them globally. These aren't just metals, they're the lifeblood of modern technology, from smartphones to fighter jets and electric vehicles to hypersonic weapons. 70% of global cobalt, used in EV batteries. 50% of nickel, another EV essential. 91% of niobium, critical for aerospace and defense. Brazil alone produces 98% of the world's niobium. Add to that 40% of global oil reserves, a third of all grain production, and over 12,500 tons of gold, and you begin to see why this new BRICS currency isn't just an idea, it's an inevitability. For nearly 8 decades, the US dollar has reigned supreme. But now, the cracks are showing. The dollar has fallen by over 10% in just 6 months, its steepest decline since 1973, when the gold standard was abandoned. Today, 68% of global trade occurs without the dollar. And in Russia and China, a staggering 90% of trade is settled in local currencies. The world's dollar reserves have dropped to 58%, the lowest level in 25 years. Meanwhile, gold prices have skyrocketed to $3,900 per ounce, with forecasts reaching $5,000. Saudi Arabia now conducts 12% of its oil trades in yuan, a move that would have been unthinkable just a decade ago. As gold and resource-backed systems rise, the dollar's influence continues to erode. What once seemed impossible, a world beyond the US dollar, is now unfolding before our eyes. Africa is joining the BRICS wave, and fast. In Angola, the $80 million Longonjo project is set to supply 5% of the world's magnet metals, vital for electric vehicles and wind turbines. Nigeria has invested $400 million in rare earth processing facilities, aiming to make mining contribute 10% of its GDP within 2 years. These nations are seizing the opportunity to escape Western economic control. By trading in gold and rare earths instead of dollars, they can fund growth, infrastructure, and energy projects without IMF strings attached. For the first time, developing countries are not asking for permission. They're creating their own system. So what happens next? The BRICS resource-backed currency system doesn't just challenge the dollar. It challenges the very foundation of Western financial dominance. It encourages a multipolar economy where nations trade based on real assets, not political leverage. But this transformation won't be overnight. The US and its allies will resist fiercely. Sanctions, pressure and policy manipulation will follow. Yet, as history has shown, when nations control resources, not just paper, the balance of power always shifts. In the end, this isn't merely a story of currency. It's a story of sovereignty, trust, and a global awakening to financial independence. The question is no longer if BRICS can replace the US dollar, but when. With control over the planet's most valuable resources, the alliance has positioned itself as the architect of a new financial order. One where gold speaks louder than sanctions and resources outweigh rhetoric. As de-dollarization accelerates, one thing is certain: the next decade will define the future of money itself. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with those who still think the dollar will rule forever. This is Documentary Times, where we bring truth to light, one story at a time.